Shivasya Panthana Santu. Today the channel will address Mimansa and Vedanta darshan of Indian philosophy. The word Mimansa means in-depth analysis. The analytical discussions to prove what? Now here comes the game. They are using this power to satisfy their own vested interest. Their own vision is being proved in the name of analytical discussions, interpretation. The full Mimansa, the analysis, is invested in that. Now, if we see the contents of Mimansa darshan, it is full of materialistic desires. Yeah, don't get a shock. Full of desires, full of oblations, sacrifices. And the other texts of Mimansa went to the extreme of child and human sacrifice. Everything was done to satisfy this and that deity. It is said that the gods mentioned, now see the word God. Even the scholars didn't try to define Ishwar and Bhagwan nicely. They just took them in one domain. And the translation was also done God later on. Totally a blunder. A blunder. No. Gains. There are much more gains in Mimansa school than mentioned in Charvaka. Charvaka just asked for controlled consumption of goods and services to keep the span of life going in a healthy and happy style. Nothing wrong in it, man. Everyone wants that. But what about Mimansa? Mimansa school openly talks about sacrifices and oblations. Go on talking and talking and talking. Not only for livelihood, but to meet the requirements, the standards of jealousy also. You others are gaining, I am not gaining, so I should do this homa and that homa. The fanatic followers of Mimansa school, they don't support Gita nicely. Most of them won't say openly. They will be sidelined by Hindus, but they hate Bhagavad Gita. A major group have promoted the vision of Gita as said, see, you should listen Gita in the last stage of your life. Now what's this, man? In the last stage, what you will be able to understand, grasp? Nothing. So Gita was promoted in that way by the Mimansa school, which is also known as Karma Kanda. And see the level of Karma Kanda, the level of materialistic desires. There is no end of that. This is Mimansa school. This is Mimansa darshan. Now what about Vedanta? Don't run after funny definitions. There is only one. Vedanta nam Upanishad sa pramana. Vedanta means Upanishad only. And what's the subject matter of Upanishads? Only Brahman? No way! In Upanishads also, you will find various types of upasanas, sadhanas, meant for community gain, for the mass gains. Those are not being promoted nicely. The definition of sacred thread given by the Upanishads and the Shikha, those are not taught. In fact, the organizations have kept those Upanishads away from the contents of Veda. The books which are published by various publishers just follow this golden rule, so-called golden rule. Upanishads are not being published. All the authentic Upanishads are not published with the books published in the name of Veda. One funny reason is Aparushya. See, Vedas were not written by human hands. How that is possible, man? How did we got? It has to be written either in palm leaves or this leaf or that leaf. They were written. So, how can you think that they were not written? Taking a betel nut as a betel nut is Aparushya. Taking a betel nut as a Ganesha is Purushkrita. And the total karma kanda is based on that. Every scripture was written. Then only we got it, no? Whatever number we got, that is another issue. But we got the Vedic texts because they were written on various types of leaves and the ways of preservance. Whatever you may say, you may think, no problem. But they were written. See, the conspiracy behind this. What would you like to call this scam? Pushkar's Acharya Ajay Pundir asked me that why didn't the Adi Shankaracharya wrote directly on Veda? Well, the detailed discussion is done in the post of my blog. Here it will be said in a nutshell. What there was in the Veda to write? Only gains, only rituals, the sacrifices, the oblations. Adi Shankaracharya didn't came for that. No. Shubham Devra asked about the recognized authentic translation. I just said, no way, you won't get. Leave it, forget it. Because none of the publishers have taken the pain of publishing, to say, Upanishads with that. And regarding translations, the most funniest definition given is, see, the words used in Vedic texts, well, it is very hard to ascertain the meaning. The most childish style. Because they are sampradayas, sects, organizations who want to prove their version of Vedic texts. Like total Vedic literature is towards vegetarian. For a kind of information, Sanatana Dharma is not meant to promote any particular diet plan. No way. There is a separate video on that. So, what do we really want? And Vedanta, very sorry to say that even the Vedantic scholars, they are also not interested in decoding the things properly. When it comes to stand for the values in the name of dharma, dharmic values you can say, there is a lack, there is totally vacuum. It's a pathetic situation. So Mimansa and Vedanta darshan, just like others, also leads to the path of self-realization in one or the other way. After all, everybody is not in the favor of knowledge. And our Vedic literature respects every level. That's why from Charvaka to Vedanta, it teaches the things in a chronological order, in a scientific way. Normally when we talk about we are one, only Vedanta is considered, no? Well, this issue we might take in a separate video. But here it is said that all the schools are helping in that concept. Why? Because only Vedanta, if you just follow, the tendency of becoming more arrogant will rise. And that is being seen in many places. So what do you really want to be? Study all the 9 Astika schools of darshans or say Indian philosophy in a chronological order and feel the change in your lifestyle.